Hey, Quad Bros, what's going on, guys? We got a quick news post for you because we got a really cool event going on starting, well, like 2 hours ago or something like that for Enlisted. And this is going to be kind of recurring event. So I figured this would be a good way to kind of introduce that and talk about it, give my thoughts on it a little bit. So, first, let's go through the event. It's reinforcements received, heavy weapons. I think the event is technically heavy weapons event or something like that. Regardless, from today, the 7th of February, until the 1st of March, you're going to gain battle score in any campaign and you move up the reward list. And this is kind of confusing. I was a little confused at first about how it works, so I'll explain it. Basically, guys, there's 22 days between now, February 7th and the 1st of March. So you just need to get 10,000 battle score every single one of these days to get all these rewards. Now, you don't have to do that every single day. That's a lot of days. Not everybody's going to be willing or even able to sign in to play Enlisted, even to get a small amount of points like 10,000. And that's fine because if you sign in, if you just do this 7 times, right? And that's not too much of an investment, in my opinion. 7 times, you get a nice Basil LMG, which I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right, but it's like a stamped LMG similar to the Bren. I almost said Breda. And then if you do it 15 times, then you get a Chiha for the Japanese in the Pacific campaign. So, guys, basically the idea of this is kind of getting some nice unlocks. You don't have to do all 22 times to get these things. The Basil is at 7, or Basal. It's probably Basal. Basil sounds like basil that you'd put on like pasta. What is that called? Seasoning? It's not seasoning. Whatever. Anyway, so that, and then the Chiha is at 15. So you just got to do this 10,000 battle score. That's pretty easy to do. A lot of players can do that in 2-3 games. Most players are going to be able to do it in 5 at max. So very cool. I'm excited for this. I think this is a great event, and I'm excited to hear that this is going to be something that is going to be happening going forward, which I don't think was mentioned there. But this is some forum posts from KO Fox that I wanted to go through and talk about as well, because I think this is a cool event, and KO Fox also kind of said some interesting things here. So about appearance and weapon orders, he said, we will add even more of them in small promotions, and small promotions will be almost every weekend this year, which is great to hear. That's cool. Marathons of this type, large, not difficult, will bring entire squads a lot of weapons and equipment. Here's the really interesting part. We plan to replace the new campaign levels with them so that you don't have to unlock 25 ranks and you can get something interesting and unique for just a simple game. Now, I have clarified this with the helper team because I was like, we're just not having campaign levels anymore. No, that's not happening. There will be new campaign levels. What KO Fox means here is that there's going to be unlocks that are going to be separate from having to grind out 25 ranks. So this is them hearing us talking about how the grind is really bad. And while I'd like them to make the grind better, this is definitely a good solution, at least in the short term, right? While maybe other things are being worked on. But I like being able to have these things that are like, hey, just play the game and you unlock some stuff. And this is also great for short-term goals because these are going to be things that are going to be happening every month. So it gives you something that you can just kind of work towards in the short term every day, and unlock some new cool stuff without having to grind up those ranks. So while you're grinding up those ranks, you're also grinding out these cool little events going on and unlocking some new stuff. So I really like that. I think this is a fantastic idea and is going to be really good going forward. So yeah, there's a little heart. I didn't heart that. Should have done that. And there's a couple other things. So about old squads and weapons, people asking about that. They said maybe we will put very old weapons and other things in a box with the chance to get them, and we'll put the box in promotions like this at the end of the prize line. He says, I want to keep the uniqueness of the content. Players tried, got it, and spent their energy and money, and they want you to remain the owner of that unique content for at least half a year. So if you grinded really hard for an event, I don't know what the last event was off the top of my head, guys. But one of the last events that got you something cool, right? Some squad. They want you to keep that squad because you spent a lot of time and effort to get that. And they want you to keep that for at least half a year before they're going to open it up for other people to start acquiring it. So I think that's also pretty cool. The box is a little weird. It sounds like a loot box, but also sounds like they're just trying to put it into promotions like we have now. So I'm not too offended by that. Honestly, I know this is kind of like heresy in a lot of circles in the gaming community, but I don't really have a problem with loot boxes as long as they're done like well and not in like really scummy ways. Like, as an example, like Star Wars Battlefront 2 was horrible loot box design, while I think Overwatch, the first one, had really good loot box design. So, I don't know. That's kind of neither here nor there, but figured I'd mention that. And then they had one, KO Fox had one last post that I wanted to mention. That's a little bit further down. That's pretty interesting as well. So like I've been saying, someone asked, is this a monthly thing? And KO Fox said, yes, there will be many promotions. We will play units, equipment, new weapons in them. All these will be unique with their new clothes, weapons, and unique features, like a bunch of grenades, which is not in the game yet. So I'm not really sure what this means. So obviously it means, first off, that there's going to be these events going forward. I've kind of mentioned that in the video already. Like, this is going to be, it looks like a monthly thing, or at least something that is going to be fairly constant going forward, which is great. I'm glad to hear that. Again, if that's a core part of the game going forward, awesome. Really, really appreciate that. I like that a lot. What I'm interested in here is this little tease, which I also like to have these little teases, like a bunch of grenades, which is not in the game yet, and unique features. So what does that mean? A bunch of grenades. I'm not sure what that could mean. I'm not sure if this is a weird translation kind of thing that we're missing some context on. I would error on that side of it because I don't know what grenades could even be added at this point, right? Like, I guess they could add something like well, I guess they already have the Gammon Bomb, so that doesn't even, I don't know what the grenades could be, because, like, the only grenades that I could think of off the top of my head would be, like, bundle grenades, right? Like, the Germans had those bundle grenade things. They could add those, and maybe you can only carry, like, one of them, even if you have a grenade bag. Like, you only get one, and it takes up all of your slots, and then it does, like, a big explosion or something. That would be kind of neat, potentially, and maybe it has a long fuse or something, so you can throw it back. Otherwise, I'm not really sure. Like, AT grenades, obviously, but I don't know how AT grenades work in the current state of the game, where explosive packs kind of reign dominant. So I don't know. It's kind of an interesting thing. What do you guys think? What do you guys think this bunch of grenades would be? Am I just missing some context of what grenades could be? Like, what are some missing grenades? Like, we already have Willy Pete, we already have frags, we've got explosive packs, we got Molotovs. I don't really know what else there could be other than, like, maybe specific grenades for people, but and obviously, like I mentioned, the bundle grenades. So I don't know. Maybe he just means, like, the squad will come with a bunch of grenades. Like, it comes with a grenade pack with a bunch of grenades. I don't know. I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below, and let me know your guys' opinion on this new event. Do you guys like this style of event going forward? I, again, think it's really cool. I think it's awesome. And it makes me feel like the devs are listening to when we're saying, like, the grind is bad, the rewards aren't, we don't have things to work towards. I think this is a good solution to that problem. I do hope there's a little bit more solutions going forward. This on its own, I don't think is enough, but this is a great step forward, and I think it's pretty cool. So, yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.